Hello everyone, it's DA here, and today we will be talking about the Infestation and the Infested Hive Queen. So first to know that this is not canon from DE, but just based on speculation. So when most of us play any missions in Warframe involving Infestation, you will often hear that phrase about the Infestation as an Orokin weapon that backfired. And I've talked about the possible components of what makes up an Infested, so now let's take a look at their hierarchy. Now, the Infestation is in no shape or form a mindless unit. Contrary to what a lot of people have believed, they are not acting on impulse, but rather on a coded or radioed instruction. The Orokin, as most of us know, always embedded their own creation with a way of communicating and having eminent control. Though the Orokin's creation failed them, the technology is still there, and this is also what enabled the Infestation to have a focused attack and be connected when there is a mass onslaught against them. Now, through their own telepathically infused network, they work as a unit and construct a massive scale of attack if need be. Now, this is also why they are called the Horde. And unlike most people thought, this faction functions more like an Insecta class and a chess piece with different sects scattered across the system. When a group is mutated enough, they'll leave the nest and venture out to form their own colony. And this is one of the things that we'll see in the insects, and one of the main characteristics of the things you will see in the Infestation. You have the pawns, which consist of the walkers and the crawlers. These are usually the first wave of enemies you will encounter in Warframe. They are the mini soldiers. Then you have the machines, which sometimes play a role of the rook. They are not many, but their range and abilities are highly effective. The ancients are the bishops, being able to cast and also cause a damage mitigation aura, or nullify or bypass some shields. Then you have the knights, which are basically the juggernaut. They have the tactical movements and few weaknesses. Their moves are sometimes predictable but also deadly. These are the ones in charge of overseeing the battle. When you kill a certain horde within a telepathic radius, they will show up to nullify the threat. Bosses like Jordas, the Behemoths, Lephanthus are to be considered as kings within the hierarchy, since kings don't really stay in the hive, or sometimes within the insect colonies, the kings always or often get eaten by the queen. This is of course excluding Alat V as the adopted species. But this also leads us to the central point of everything. Who is the Infested Hive Queen? From what is available in the game, we can tell that there is a larger colony than the small ones we encounter on Corpus and Grineer ships. The events of Plague Star, Jordis, and the Orokin containment battle also tells us that this creation is capable of bonding with a host and corrupting it regardless of what form of matter it takes. Only few known individuals have been able to control it. The first deduction is that just like Alat V, there is an Orokin at the center of the infested world. With Kuva being an important factor, it could have been synthesized to give control of the hive. Another deduction slightly similar to this one is that there is a queen or a brain similar to the small ones we have on the hive missions. This brain controls it all telepathically, and while the infested's patterns are not predictable, it is also what makes them some of the strongest factions in the game. The queen may not be in her right mind, but there is also a possibility of an Orokin infested master. Now, the Grineer have the queens, the Corpers have the board and the Orokin leadership, the Sentients have Hon Hao, and the Infestation have their queen. The goal of the hive is to expand beyond the known planet. We will have the planes for the Grineer, the Venus tile set for the Corpus, and also the constructed hive for the Sentients. And in this case, there is a possibility of having Harris just dedicated for the Infestation. Now, considering that the infested attacks are often coordinated, do you think they have a queen, or do you think they are just mindless hordes acting based on impulse? Let me know down below in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel for more Warframe. And as always, it is DA signing out. I'll see you guys in the next one.